On a question, the member for Kew.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. My question is to the Premier. In 2022, 3 years ago, the Ombudsman recommended that the government strengthen the Working with Children's Check system. Since then, horrific allegations of child sexual abuse in Victorian childcare centres have come to light. Why did the government fail to implement the Ombudsman's recommendations?
Premier.
Thank you, Speaker. And in thanking the member for Kew for her question, I reiterate my earlier comments around the priority of the safety of children, which is why we...
Would you listen to the answer?
Which is why a number of months ago we have moved to strengthen the Working with Children's Check, which is why the worker screening regulations have been strengthened, and we'll see that people who have been banned in those early childhood education settings can have their Working with Children check revoked. As a result of the rapid review that we have called, led by Jay Weatherill and Pam White.
Premier, resume her seat. The Manager of Opposition Business on a point of order.
Deputy Speaker, on relevance, the Ombudsman recommended this in 2022. It's a very narrow question.
Order.
Why has the government failed to implement this recommendation?
The House on the point of order.
Deputy Speaker, the Leader of Opposition Business knows full well that points of order are not an opportunity to repeat the question. She's already done that 3 times now, and we're less than 15 minutes into question time. We're less than 15 minutes into question time. Now, I ask that you rule her point of order out of order and counsel her against wasting the House's time.
It was being relevant to the question on the Working with Children checks, and I ask her to continue.
As I was saying prior to the taking of the point of order, Deputy Speaker, the rapid review being undertaken by Jay Weatherill and Pam White, I do not want to anticipate what that review will recommend to government, but if it makes recommendations around strengthening the system, then we will act on those recommendations.
On a supplementary, the member for Kew.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Premier, why was reform to the system designed to keep our children safe not a priority for the Labor government in 2022 or in the 3 years that have since passed?
Premier.
Well, thank you, Speaker, and I want to be absolutely clear that I reject, in the firmest of terms, the allegations that have been put by the member for Kew. And it's not politics that will strengthen the system, Speaker. It is a commitment. It is a commitment and taking action, Deputy Speaker.
Deputy Speaker, it is a serious topic and children don't deserve another review. I would ask you to ask the Premier to come back to the very narrow question on relevance.
Premier was being relevant to the system in the question. The Premier to continue.
I've been clear, Speaker, that the system does need to be strengthened. It needs to be strengthened here in Victoria and around Australia. It is why the urgent action that we have taken, not waiting for the national forums to bring about the actions around having a register of childcare workers, the bringing about of a ban on personal devices, they will be in place here in Victoria in coming weeks across August and September. We've already moved to strengthen the Working with Children's Check system, and we will go further on the advice of the experts that will come from the rapid review.